Okay, I think we're live. Yes, pretty sure. Yes, I've got a little live thing in YouTube Studio. So yes, I think we're live. We're live. There's some stats. There's a chat. So welcome to my mostly regular Sunday brunch live stream, where I make something or progress something. So this week it feels like we're not going to progress this. What's on the screen? We're going to. Last week we were hacking on this little WebSocket chat app. I'm writing with my new C web server. I'm exposing all sorts of things that need doing to the C web server, and so I thought I would carry on with that. If we go BGD, I think that's right. Okay. Let's just check it's not running. It's not running. So we should probably have the server delete the file. Right? It should probably say, "Oh hey." It could probably even do the SS, couldn't it? Anyway, we'll do that, and then we'll run it again. And what we found last week, I recall, was, why couldn't it open the chat connection? Oh, because it's not implemented yet. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So if we go and look at the appchat.html, I think that's where we've got all of this. That's these things are fluctuating. So you have to. Emacs has got this multi-display mode. So I do these things where I write some HTML, but actually I also write a lot of JavaScript as well like this. Editors have never been very good at this. I don't know what modern editors like Z and Visual Code do, but Vim wasn't very good on this for years. I haven't tested recently. Emacs is gonna be better in the next version, but right now there's this thing called MHTML mode, and it's not very good. Anyway, hey, whatever. So the point is, this is going okay. If we get an error, we can't open the connection. The error is coming from here. So there we go. And deliberately, I've got the code on the back end coded to raise it 400. Like that's the point. So that seems fair enough, right? Okay, so, but last week, what we found was, sorry, I'm just playing with Signal off the screen. Signal is refusing to connect to the internet. I don't know why that is. All the fun of the live stream performance. Let's show you what I'm doing. Here's my network. I'd hope it's more than 26 megabits a second. It's a bit weird. Here's my is my phone one working? Doesn't say it's not. Okay. Anyway, so maybe signal on the Windows is broken. But anyway, there you go. That's how much have we got? 300 megabits a second. It's pretty good. Something I'd quite like to do videos on is, I live in the middle of nowhere, right? So 310 megabits a second is pretty good, I reckon. And 44 megabits up. So I've got fiber, so I could get this increased. Something I would like to do videos on is all the networking stuff I've got going on here. So I'm gonna do some networking later with my son, who's at home right now. Anyway, last week we were doing this, and we had an alternative window with the chat. And the idea was we would log into here with Alice, and so we'd have Alice and Nick, and we'd be able to test all the communication. The trouble is, every time you restart the server, stop the NICD, restart the NICD, makes us log in again. So that is because the sessions aren't persisted. The inside the C code here, we've got, let's go down to the chat app. We'll go through it. So this is the entry point for NICD things. Okay, so if the user wants chat login, we give them chat login. Else it's main page fetch, so get the cookie. If there's no cookie, then we're basically going to redirect them to login. If there is a cookie, we're going to read it out of, what's this doing? Making a slice table for cookies. Read cookies into slice table. And then we get the login index of the cookie. So this is reading the header out of the cookie header. It's reading the value out of the cookie header and splitting it up into the various cookie values. You could have more than one, right? Let's go look here. Storage for this app. Look, this is another demo app I've got. The point being, why doesn't that work? You want to be able to drag those, don't you? The point being, oh, that's why. Collapse and expand. The point being that we've got more than one cookie. So when you get the cookie header, you've got lots of cookies. So we read those into a table, right? It's just a string, and we read those into a table so that we can handle them. And then we do session find. So, I was just talking to someone about the treesitter stuff in Emacs. So somebody left a comment, I think, on a YouTube video. So where is this? Like, we go here, right? Okay, and then we go here. Oh, that was another thing. Gosh, I'm making a stack already. Tangled. Login. Nick. Bluesky.social. Login. Okay. And then we come over here. one repository. And when I looked, this was empty. So that's a bit strange. So let's go here. YouTube. Ba, ba, ba. I used to have a good looking YouTube picture. Hey ho. I'm not good looking anymore. I used to be good looking. I did. I used to be good looking. I wasn't always hideous. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So we go to here, we'll have to turn it off, of course. Boom. We don't want any of that. No, it's not that one. It's this one. Oh, come on. Here we go. Now, we go here. Oh, when I did it earlier on a phone, it said it was empty. Okay. So that's a distraction. That's all working. So that's good. Why is this not working? I feel like this should be working. So the question is whether to debug that or go on and fix the problem that I was actually having. Scope to identifiers, looking at function. Right, so it's like Nick TSMC looking at function. Apparently that's not true. Eval buffer. How can that not be true? So let's narrow to this definition, run it in the debugger. There's no parser. Why is there no parser? Yes, there is. It's a bit weird. The trouble is this is going to run every time we move. Right. So inside here, let's do it again. We're inside an argument list. If call expression of parent of the so yeah, that seems true, right? And then the func name, get the func name, so that's session find. I didn't find it. I've not found it. So the problem will be indexing. Huh. Okay. So it's interesting because when we turn this on, the first time we did it, it said, oh, I can't find a parser, which suggests that this minor mode isn't setting things up properly. But I mean, when I did this, Nick TSM mode, maybe it was that. This doesn't really explain it though. Yeah, it's still wrong. So Nick TSM init buffer. What is this? Yeah, that's all nonsense. So init buffer. What does this do? Installs the language grammar. Makes the parser. Okay. Weird. Parses the imports. Feel like it should do functions first. That might be a good idea. Let's reset it. Okay, let's just call Nick TSM C parse C file functions. Session find. I guess we could make a little debug thing. Oh. Yeah. Let's make a little debug thing. Nick list. Nick TSM list C file functions. We'll make it open a new buffer. Display all the file functions from this buffer in a new window. Okay, so with current buffer, nope. So yeah. Let's no, I don't know how to copy a list. Map car over the list, maybe. Let's just for now. So Nick TSM file functions is a list, right? So let's just go list is map car. Is it substring? No properties. Substring. node properties. If it starts at the beginning, starts at the end. Right, so you can go like this. Substring node properties. Map car is just like map. For those of you know map reduce type things. So this will need a quote, and then it'll be nick tsm file functions. So now if we run that from the evaluator, list C file functions. Oh, okay. Because they're not like that. Oh, edit list. Oh, I thought I had edit list. Nick tsm c file. Nick tsm file functions. Right, so each one is a bit more complex. So why bother doing this? We'll just use this. Now, session isn't there. So I wonder why that isn't there. Because it absolutely is, right? Ah. So here's another little tree sitter thing, I think. So I think that is pass imports. Feels like we should have the same code for pass imports. But I bet you that this has got a function type or something that we don't have. Now I've got a little handy tool for this. So Control C, Control T, you can see at the bottom here is an interactive check. So if we go Control C, Control T, and that gives us an identifier and a function declarator, a pointer declarator, and a function definition. So if we look in this query list on the right hand side, treesit query list, I suspect let's do it again. See, there's an identifier and there's a function declarator. So on the right hand side, line 116, going up, there's a pointer declarator. And there's a function definition. Ah, but yes, not only is it struct specifier function definition, I suspect that we've got this. Let's narrow to this, and feels like I don't know, it feels like we should extract this piece of code, doesn't it? Just this test. What does this do? This returns a list. Yeah. You can extract the queries and compile them. TSM file C parse functions in buffer. Yeah. Takes a buffer. And buffer. That is not helpful. See, the trouble is Emacs has got properties attached to the text which come with the text, which is useful. But when you extract the text, sometimes you want those, and sometimes you don't. So in this case, we don't really want them, but we're getting them. So the question is whether to change this function so that we can do this query elsewhere. So, you capture the query, pull the query out, reuse it in two places. Or write a wrapper for this that allows us to debug it by having it call the function and then take the text out. So let's just write a wrapper, defun make tsm try1, and we'll call tsm c parse functions, make tsm c parse functions in buffer. Get buffer app chat.c. And that should that should, let's just print it with current buffer get buffer create Nick and we'll go print now we can go Nick tsm try1 switch to Nick. Oh, it didn't work. I think you have to put current buffer on the end of this. There we go. So did that now find? It did look. So I think we'll be okay now. So it's just a, C the quirky language. And every now and again you find something that is an unusual syntax. So we go Nick TSM C file functions. And then we go like, yay! Okay, so now I want to copy Emacs. Well, we want to record this first thing. Emacs try treesitter stuff. No, I want this one first. Change the order which the function parsing, function detection is done to place internal imports, internal file imports. Oh, and I've got two L's there, haven't I? Highest. Then add another type to function ball detection. I need to do im git remote -v, and I'm going to remove this other one. I don't use that one anymore. I just use this one that's running on my router 001 at home.arpa. Did you know that you have a whole domain name for internal hosting? Home.arpa. That's how it works. It's just how it works. You call your internal DNS home.arpa, you're good. Doesn't get routed, can't go to the internet. Just like private IP addresses. So then we're going to push to origin master, and then we're going to go to work. Try. God knows where I put this. Oh, there we go. Nick Emacs treesitter stuff. And we'll copy it from my regular place where I put it. I should probably swap these around so I do the change in this one first. But hey, what's in this readme? And then we've got this again. There we go. And I guess that this, there we go, we'll push it to there as well. And we'll push it to tangled, which is the thing which I was showing you 5 minutes ago. Right, so, one last thing to make this available to all my Emacs sessions. Oh, hacking's fun, right? So, this, oh wow, we also need go-to definition here, don't we? They're completely insane. If we edit this list, Control HV, Nick, TSM, that one, I think we can see probably where this is. Can't remember if these are starts in the buffer. Like these numbers, are they positions? I can't remember. I'm not even sure it matters. I'm not even sure why I'm not doing those things. Anyway, forget that for now. I guess I need to do go to buffer. Go to definition. We can clearly see that we have the definition. So when we do this session find, we won't have the cookies. Session find. So it makes some space. I'm desperate for defer. So defer would clean this up so nicely, wouldn't it? You see, I get lazy with this GNU extension. Where is the free string? Free string will be up here somewhere. There it is. And I reuse these. I don't feel like I should. Anyway, session find is up here. Let's turn on HL line again. So we copy the cookie from the slice into this storage, and then we scan from that storage a number. This is because I don't have a scanf implementation on cookies, on slices. Okay, and then we look in the session list. So this session list is a struct session, and this is the issue. We don't have a we don't have storage of this. It's not stored to disk. So when the server restarts, the sessions are gone. So what I'm wondering is, could I save the session list to a file to make the debug here easier? Of course, I think the answer is yes. And there you go. It's 11:40 again. We did do something though, didn't we? We hacked on some eLisp, so that's good. Sometimes I get to this sort of time, halfway through the stream, and I haven't done anything. So what I'm thinking is, when we make one, we'll have to save it. Like, we need this in memory, but Oh, excuse me. We'll have to save the file whenever this happens. So we get a username here, and again we make some space. This is not throwaway space though, this is actual space. We copy from the slice into the space. We go and look at this. Do we have these session make time? When we log in, app chat. Let's go and log in. Yes. Right. Session make. There we go. So it makes this session for this user, and I think I want to save that. In such a way that we can get it back. So I wonder if we could grab this number, right? We could make a file dot sessions store dot app chat session store. Oh. And we could just store it like that. And I wonder if then we could write a tiny little program to read that, do an fscanf on it, and go from there. So that's what we're going to do. Like that'd probably be enough. We don't even have to save it. It would just mean that we could just add new users and then go manually add them to the file. That'd be enough. So read file.c hash include standard io.h hash include standard lib.h, and we'll go in main void. What was the name of that file? It was this. So const char file name equals, and we're going to go f open file name, and then we're going to go, you know, I can't remember how to do it. files, IO on streams, opening streams, closing streams, line input, get line, don't really want that. Character input, fget c. I want to read a buffer. I want to read X amount. I don't remember how to do it. Block. Here we go. So we're going to go jar data equals we remember how to do that? Chat.c. You can never remember how to do these things. It's double brackets. Then it's GNU double colon cleanup, and then in the parens it's the name of the cleanup function. The cleanup function needs to take a double pointer, and then you go like that, because it passes in the address of this thing that's been captured. So we're gonna say 1000, and that we're not even gonna say that. We're gonna say 100, because you can't have a username that's more than 50 characters long. That's nuts. You see, it doesn't even syntax color properly. It's a bit of a shame, but hopefully, I don't even know if I have C treesitter mode, CTS mode, TSM mode. Let's turn this stuff on. But yeah, language grammar is not available. C mode, TSM mode. Okay, so anyway, I feel like that was better. Yeah, that's better. I don't know what that warning was. It's something like treesitter grammar CPP. I wonder if I could go fetch this and that would turn that off. Maybe it would. Let's at least just open a new terminal. What I do is I keep these here. Right, open another one here. Go to make up Emacs init treesitter. Emacs up. All of this I have encoded in here. So these tree sitters, oh gosh, look at this, it's big. Wow, it's a huge repo. Is that right? That seems crazy, only 493 commits. Again, what the hell is my bandwidth right now? Wow, look at this. That is a crazy amount of data. That's a big repo. du minus h treesitter cpp 112 meg. This seems a bit weird, doesn't it? Anyway, okay. Treesitter cpp and where are these tree sitters? They're in here, actually. Looking for the file where I define how the tree sitters work. Kind of don't believe this because I keep all my stuff in a particular location. So this is making tree sitter with that prefix. That's the actual root of tree sitter. These are just grammars. And this is where we do this, right? So those are the sources. So Emacs then compiles them again, I think, is the point. So if we go like this, CPP, pretty sure somewhere I've got like a thing that runs over them and installs them. Yeah, here we go. So it didn't do the CPP one. I think that's because I didn't save this. So let's see if it does it now. Here we go. Yeah, perfect. And CPP TS. Yeah. Get remote speed. I need to make this the default, I think. But now I've done that, I need to record in my Emacs app to go and get this one. Ooh. Also, that's interesting. Git tag 0.23.4. So treesitter has just changed its ABI, so I had some problems with that. So that's given that the this repo is at 0.23.4 presumably, that seems like it'll be fine. So I guess I make those so I know they work in the up script. Yes. push it again, and we'll go like this. Yeah, that's bash. There you go. Okay, getting there. Yeah, another little thing done. Boom. Ooh. Sometimes Windows is super weird. Oh, it might crash all my terminals. Yeah, thought so. That's pretty weird. That's pretty unusual. Like, doesn't tend to happen. But now get going again. That isn't trivial. I really should run this on another box where I can. Oh, it's still running. Oh, that's good. We'll just leave that down then. Okay, what were we doing here? Let's leave that alone. This was mucking about with picnic. So we'll do that. I wonder if it's still running. Can't find the window. I can't find it. This window behind here. How is this? All right, it's got treesitter in it right now. Maybe that's not running, so we just want to go git pull and run server. Let's just make sure we're running. Yeah, great. Control thingy. Yeah. Control thingy. Yeah, perfect. That's for another stream. CD Hawk play. I should really move all of this as well. So thanks for that, Microsoft. I came up with a way the other day of oh, hey chat. Okay, sorry, I don't know when you joined. The screen looks small, perhaps just because I was in the middle of Windows terminal crashing and I was just restarting everything. So I don't normally have you know, that's my normal hacking size when I'm streaming it. This is, hopefully that's big enough you can read it. What are we hacking? I'm just trying to, I'm writing a chat app with my C web server using WebSockets. Since the WebSockets being built in is part of the cool thing in the web server, if there is a cool thing. But right now I was just serializing the session store. Or actually deserializing it. Read file, I think I've called this. Read file, let's see. Recover this file. Yes. Awesome, thanks. So what I was doing was playing with the TS mode. And yeah, that is a little better. I was just pointing out that this sort of sucks. It's a bit of a pain. And defer is coming. Got merged into, or the request to merge went into CLang this week. I think it's been on the GNU mailing list for a while. So both major compilers are now adopting defer, or the proposals to adopt defer have gone in. It's very exciting. There's also a new closures proposal, like inner functions for C being proposed by the standards folks, and that is incredibly exciting as well. I think with those two features, with defer and inner functions, and all of the other stuff that they've done to C in the last 5 years, I think it's super exciting. Anyway, so we're gonna, what we were doing was reading a block, streams, IO on streams, block input output, and it's fread. Look, fread. So this is going to give us a size, so I always call that red, fread, and the I think we just do that, data, and size t, size function reads up to count objects because, yeah, that's 100. And count objects for size. I don't really know why they don't just give us a sort of basic, just read this buffer. I guess we should probably memory map or something like that. That's probably a better way of doing it. Number of objects read, and sorry, file stream. So file. Whoops. And I guess we'll print out read. Then we'll print out red string is %.star_s, and that is what's the len? The len is red, and then data. This might need to do this. It might need to be an int. It's actually an unsigned int, of course. And we'll return 0. So let's go GCC minus 14 standard. Things like that. Standard equals binary 23. Minus G. Read file.c minus O. Read file. Too few arguments to F open. Yep. We want that. Perfect. And now if red is less than 0, standard error, couldn't read. I'm not sure whether this is the right thing to do, because obviously we're not going to exit when we're in the web server. For now, let's just handle the error. We know we've got to move that error to something else. Also, if it exited the web server right now, who cares? Who cares? In fact, let's make a web server that just randomly exits when it reads a session file. That'll be funny. So then we want to do scanf. Do you expect me to remember how that works? Because I don't. So we're going to read from file, and we're going to read an LD and then a space. How do you read strings with fscanf? Can you read strings with scanf? Like, what I'd like to do is, it does feel like a better input form is possible. Do they show? What do we get back? Function is just like scanf. So your return value is normally the number of successful assignments. Reads formatted input from the data stream. So, comma, long L. Print F. I mean, you know, that should be fine. Obviously, you could. I don't know. What does it do? Formatted input conversion syntax. We don't really care. This is just debug. Found along. Set LD. That's not right, is it? Right. Interesting. It's certainly the case that there is a longer hex dump minus x. Again, can't remember. Oh. Minus C. Oh, canonical hex and display. Oh, great. So it ends in a carriage return, and it starts with 31, which, as far as I recall, is 1, and then 7, and then 6, 0, 32. But this isn't decimal, this is hex, right? So that's, if it was a space, which is 32 decimal, that would actually be 20 in hex. So that's the 2, and then 6, 5, 6, 7, 3. That's correct as far as I'm concerned. So why won't you read that fscanf? So I think it's a long. Certainly a long when we wrote it. Why does that not work? And it said the return value is normally the number of successful assignments. It's an int. We'll just give it success. We'll put that there. Boom. Yes, look. I did not read. Am I completely mad? Should this be reading ASCII? It must be. Like, I use scanf for tiny little things over the years. It must be 30 years since I used it properly. So maybe for reading numeric values matches an optionally signed integer and decimal radix. Like, I'm sure that's what it does, right? Sure. It would help if they said, wouldn't it? Let's go here and go, how does scanf work? Do these people show us what they mean? Right. So yeah, you just type it in, right? You type in 10. You're not entering a binary 10. It's not doing that. I don't mean like ones and zeros. I mean native representation of numbers. This is an ASCII representation of numbers that it's reading. So why isn't that working? Because I'm not. What the hell am I doing? What an idiot. God. Sometimes. Of course, if we did read from there, we wouldn't need the string. We could just let it do its thing. So maybe that is what we should do. I'm a bit disappointed that the compiler didn't tell me that I was reading from a file stream instead of a data structure, but there we go. Okay, can we do... There's no point doing that. I'll have to go look. Input conversions, string input conversions. The session describes the scanf input conversions. You have two options. Provide a buffer. You should provide an argument of type char. To make a robust program, you must make sure that the input cannot possibly exceed the size of the buffer. Yeah. So, by the way, I mean, if you don't know, the point of doing this is so that I don't have to free it. So, you know. This free is freeing it at the end of this thing. So, we should be able to go blah blah blah. Width is gonna make it much smaller so I can test this. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, now let's put something. Oh, type. Gosh darn you. That must be longer than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. It'll only read. So if we made this 40, for example, that feels like it will work just fine. Oh, okay, no. Size T max buffer equals 40. Max buffer. Can you get those in there? I bet you can't. Two Fs. Oh. Yeah, yeah. However, we just want that. So this is all we have to do to read it in. So on startup, I'm just going to read that in and we'll remake we'll remake this. I need to work out a way to switch to this TS mode because I think it is better. Okay, so where's my sessions? Where's my sessions? So I guess what we could do is have a little thing here like this, void session init. We can have all of this in here. Initialize the session store from a file. We don't actually want this cleanup because we want to make that memory permanently. And we want to go session right, we're going to do this, aren't we? I wonder. Whoops. Might want to read the C file end. I wonder if we could do this. We can do this, I'm sure. If success is less than 2, printf error. Didn't read enough things. %d success. Exit not. Okay, now you see what I'm going to do. I want to test the file format here. I can't remember. 40 is probably. Why did that not work? Ah, because we're not in a loop. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Perfect. Well, let's put that one back. Well, that's interesting. The last one it didn't find correct. QW. Yeah. This pattern isn't reliable enough. I think we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't read it. That I find a bit strange. Because it says it found it, but it did not find it because it didn't read that carriage return. Um, so that's a bit odd. Uh, hmm. This is, yeah, keep doing the wrong mode. So much better, isn't it? The treesitter mode, look. So much better. Like it knows how to handle this. Doesn't colour it, but it knows how to handle it. I am a bit disappointed. I thought scanf would not. So what's obviously happening is it's not reading the whole string because it's more than 40 characters. Makes sense. Okay, what we're going to do is 0 plus A, B, whoa, goodness sake, B, C, D. So if that's 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, E, F. Okay. That is not what we want. But the problem there is that it's not reading the carriage return, and it's saying it is. I do get these mixed up. Is it that one? No. It doesn't read them. That doesn't make any sense, does it? I wonder what happens if we change it to 39. Yeah, still, it doesn't work. Percent. Does this work? One. We'll make a special thing here. That doesn't work. Come on, it must. I could really do with some tea, but I can't be bothered to do that right now. So, excuse me. Matches a string of up to 25 characters long that doesn't contain any of the standard whitespace characters. I mean, oh wait, you doofus. Perfect. Perfect. That is exactly what I want, I think. So it will just ignore whitespace characters, but if we make it read the whitespace character, that feels like it could work. So we'll go %1 /n. We need a EOL. If success is less than 3, then we'll f print f standard error. I don't have any of this logging sorted out for this. Chat failed to read the session store properly. Check it out. And we will fail. So now we're just going to go do I think we're just going to go int success equals 1, and then we'll go while success. Otherwise, we'll say chat session store init success. Okay. So now we're just gonna go session list I equals 0. Whoops. While success I is less than 100. Size t session list max size. This should be a const. Session list max size. Session list max size. Session list I plus plus equals struct. Whoops, what am I doing? struct session dot username equals data, comma, dot ID equals L. And obviously it'll loop round, make the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And we will simply call this full session list initialized equals false, and when you initialize, if whoops, let's set the session list. Oh, I've got it in the buffer somewhere. Equals true. Right. I mean, this is a crappy way to initialize things, but there you go. Variably modified session list at file scope. You'd have thought that that would work, wouldn't you? Where do we make these struct sessions? In here, we make a malloc a struct. Size of session. Then we mem copy to session from sesh size of struct session, and then we put the session in there. Okay. Need the address of this sesh. Okay, it's still complaining about this. This is disappointing. It's disappointing because I mean it's a const. C 23 const. It's quite difficult to do this. Go away. He's wearing a funny hat. Whether it's initialized at compile time. Making a what are they calling it? File scope array with a const size. Here we go. Why can't a const variable be used to define an array's initial size? This makes it easier. Const variables. This is a const variable cannot be left uninitialized. In simple words, the sizes of statically bound arrays need to be constant expressions. Why can't this be? This is a const expression. Oh, look at that. See, that's what's exciting about 23. But we still don't have syntax coloring in a blasted treesitter. And I say blasted treesitter, but actually it's the most amazing thing, and I love it to bits, and I don't really mean to be that mean to it. Comparison of integer expressions of different signedness is spot on. That should be an unsigned int. And so now we will accomplish BG nickd. I realised the other day I've been writing this build server. Well, hey, I've got a plan to put a shell into the build language, so the build language can simply use itself as a shell. And I realised I've always wanted to write a shell, and that'll be the start of my shell, won't it? Quite interesting. Okay, this is a bit weird. In all of that, have I gone mad somewhere? So let's read this again. Yeah, I've gone mad. Username buffer. Right, so the L is okay. We might as well move them though. Like, let's just put them in here, make it look, that makes it more easy to understand. Get rid of this because it's silly. Username buffer. So we're malloking a unique username. Okay, so somewhere that's been made. Sitting in a heap somewhere. And then we're malloking this thing and we're copying the initialized session to it. And then we're making that, we're putting that on the session list. Let me go around again. And this crashed, so we'll need to delete the thing. Oh, hang on. Apparently we've got an error. Data undeclared. On line 210. Yep. Username buffer, and guess this is the difficult thing, isn't it? You don't necessarily get to read that, but I'm presuming that scanf will put a 0 in for me. Oh my goodness. Session init 204. I don't want that. Oh, no. Ah, same thing. Bit strange. You can see from the sanitizer that it thinks we're overrunning. Very weird. Very weird. What on earth am I doing wrong here? There's like 10 minutes to go before the end of the stream. So this is at 2:04. The scanf is failing. Or why? Why is the scanf failing? It worked before. I feel like it's not reading anything. So the sanitizer is saying there's a problem at 203. Is located 0 bytes after 40 byte region. Did I fix this? It's the second time I've done that. Well, this works, right? Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. Heap buffer overflow, it's saying. This is oh. I don't think I need this. Because if it's less than 3, it just dies. That's just like, that's just deflection. So we make a buffer of 40 bytes. Okay, so that should be 39 bytes maybe. Don't understand this. Address. What's it say? Stack up buffer overflow. Why on earth would it be having a stack buffer overflow? Because it's read too much. Does this have to be this? Because it didn't before. I mean, that's why I went and made this one. Oh, same thing, right? Is it actually this? Username buffer is a pointer to an area of memory we just marked. So whatever, someone me. I don't think this is necessary. It wouldn't half help, would it? It is, I mean, it is a pointer, right? You don't need a pointer to a pointer. So, we make this username buffer. Okay, so we go off and we get some memory, and then we take the address of that memory, and we put it in username buffer. We give it scanf. Scanf needs a place to record that 39 bytes. Well, it's that place. And then we go sesh is that. Yeah, I cannot see what I'm doing wrong here. Two from. But clearly I am doing something wrong. So what is it? Definitely something to do with the scanf. Muck. Oh my. Ah. I hate scanf. It doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? So just trying to make this make more sense. We read a long 40 bytes and then a single byte, which must be carriage return. No, which must be new line. And we read it into the address of the long, the username buffer, and then the address of the EOL jar. And then we make a session struct, and then we allocate some memory for a session struct, and then we copy the session struct we made into the memory. I mean, the other way we could do this is to go session username equals username buffer session ID equals L. And obviously it's the same. It's just overflowing. Memory access at 49 overflows EOL. Unsigned char EOL. Don't know why it's 2 bytes. This is, I guess, one problem with C is that you can get these things. Like, I've obviously misunderstood something somewhere, but I can't see what. And I mean, I wrote test code, but you put it in a different context. I mean, I wonder if I could get the sanitizer to attach. That's a good point. I didn't run this with the sanitizer. RSF sanitize equals address, I think it is. Read file. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're doing something fundamentally wrong. Let's read in. Let's try this way. Right. Well, there you go at 19. So our fscanf is failing. Oh, it's altering the wrong thing. So we're going to say 41 here, aren't we? We're going to make that a const expression. I mean, doesn't matter, does it? We're all gone at the end. A to Z, A to Z. That's very clever, I must say. Whoops. So let's get rid of the free, and move this into the loop. Oh man, go away. Didn't need to do that. Oh. Really? Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try and give it the address of data, but I'm sure that's wrong. Yeah, that's right. Ha. We called this EOL. But Stack Overflow all the time. So I guess what we're going to do is go scanf. How does scanf work? Doesn't I mean if I turn the sanitizer off, GCC sanitizer scanner. So nothing obvious, because if this was a problem, then obviously there's nothing in here about I like this little duck. That's a good feature, isn't it? I mean, oh dear, oh dear. I get what's going on. I just don't understand why. Because maybe I've misunderstood scanf. Provide a buffer. So in general, the only way to do this is to specify a maximum fill width, one less than the buffer size. If you provide a buffer, yeah, and that's the width, right? When matching failure occurs, scanf returns immediately, being the first non-matching thing. Input conversion. Scanf template string is a string that contains ordinary multi-byte characters that start with %. Any white space character causes any number of white space characters in the input string to be read and discarded. Other characters in the template string that are not part of conversion specifications must match characters in the input stream exactly. If this is not the case, a matching failure occurs. Conversion specifications in a scanf template string have the general form: percent flags width type conversion. An optional flag character which says to ignore the text read for this specification. Okay, so we don't need this LL because we can go like that. Oh, for goodness sake, an optional flag character which says to ignore the text read for this specification. When scanf finds a conversion that uses this flag, it reads input as directed by the rest of the conversion specification, but it discards this input, does not use a pointer argument, and does not increment the count. Oh, okay. Okay, it still didn't work though. Oh, 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 oh. Should this have been like that? I think that's what the problem was. I think that's what the problem was. Found it. So if we get rid of that, and make this 2 rm minus f dot ss minus ntop. It's not running, right? And then we go rm minus f dot nick dpid. Then we go dot accomplish pg nick d. Ah, okay. Well, at least we're not doing that. Stop. I think it stopped. Let's just go check again. Yeah, yeah. Look. So that was the wrong thing to be doing. I think we'll be okay now. App chat session store init. Why is this not working? Well, 170 17602 65673. 17602 65673. Print app chat session store initialized with %d sessions I. Oh my goodness me. Session list len plus plus. We don't need this I. Session list len. So we need to stop the server. Oh goodness me, I don't have my start pattern. Oh god, damn it. Where's this I? 198. Session list len. Stop nick day. BG nick day. Okay, look at that. Session store initialized with 1 sessions. I'm confused. Right, perfect. Oh my, that took 2.5 hours because I made a stupid scanf error. So let's just go back and point this out. The nature of this is that if you do this, I think this is reading a string, and I was expecting it to read a single character. That is obviously not true. It's going to read a string. When I put this in, it doesn't read it at all. So there you go. String input conversion. It matches a fixed number of characters always. The maximum field width says how many characters to read. If you don't specify the maximum, default is 1. This conversion doesn't append a null character. Should have got a clue from the address sanitizer having 2 bytes. Goodness me. Anyway, now the point is, what is this one? Why are the 2 open? Don't understand why there's 2 open. The point is, oh, because I've got 2 of these open. The point is, I've got this private one down here. Let's go look. And we could grab Alice's. Okay. And we'll do it again. Stop and then compile. Then we'll go like this. And both Alice and Nick are in the session store. So we haven't solved the problem of creating these things in the first place. So what we're going to do is say something like this: warning, saving sessions when they are created is not yet implemented. Oh, and I wish that C stuff had this better thing. I'm going to have to do this in Emacs at some point. Right. What is appchat.html? How different is that? Let's do a quick diff on this. Feels like that's all that changed. So note here. Okay. And I feel like that's enough live stream for now. Sometimes it's super slow progress, isn't it? Programming. But what are you going to do? Like, you grind it out step by step. You get there. Okay, I'm going to have that long-awaited cup of tea. Thank you for watching if you did, or if you do, and hope to see you again sometime.